Very warm welcome. We're trying to get you to get as many details as you can. We're trying to reach out to different officials who are in these decision-making authorities, who can give you the right information as well. Today, we're going to be joined by the Commissioner of Police of Navi Mumbai. We're just waiting for him to connect with us so that we can join in and we can start the live as well. Now, what we've really seen in the last many days is that Mumbai's numbers have been going up. Now, we're already at over 15,000 cases, and that's also one of the reasons why, we've been trying to figure out how serious are things really in Mumbai. Many people want to go home. Many people are also trying to figure out how possibly they can get home. So, these are very important questions that often involve the police. And how do the police actually, they are the ones who give the permission, you have to apply to them. How many applications have they got? What are the reasons, and when, in which conditions can they actually give you that permission? These are some things that we often talk about. So we are now actually waiting to get the police commissioner to join. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Thank you so much for taking the time to join us this afternoon. And we'll quickly get into the questions because, a lot of people are joining in. They're also wondering how they can get e-passes. Now, that's something that has been a question on the top of everybody's mind. In what circumstances, cases can they actually get e-pass?
So for the e-passes are concerned, there are two kind of the travelers. One who wants to go by the train and one who go by the private vehicle. I just want to make it clear, very clear, that e-pass is only for the essential services. If you have some emergency, only you can move. The lockdown is still on. You are not supposed just for anything, or you are stuck somewhere and you want to go home. It is not for the e-passes. Only if you have some emergency or essential services, or only for the students, their hostels are closed and things are closed, they can go and apply for the e-passes. So those who want to go by the e-passes to another state, the confirmation, most of the states have their own portal where you have to register. The moment the e-pass is approved by the concerned state and you attach that e-pass, we will try to give you the e-pass from our state as soon as possible. Without the confirmation of that state, it's very difficult to give the e-pass because there is a jam on the border. The people going to that border and they are not accepting it. So for those who are traveling by the train, we are consolidated list of almost about 48,000. And some of them have applied from the online. Some have applied from offline, going to the police station, submitting the application. We have enlisted. Again, the problem is of the acceptance of the recipient state. The moment the recipient state gives the sanction, we request for the train and that we are sending by the train. One day, one train, 24 bogies, and maximum 1,600 people can go. So that is the scenario. And that's why we are clearing the e-pass as soon as the requirement is fulfilled, and we are clearing the pass.
Right. In fact, I was also checking on your Twitter handle, you've detailed even circumstances where Karnataka is actually asking for medical clearances, and only then are they actually approving or giving their approval. So each state could possibly have their own mechanisms and own conditions before they approve e-passes, and that's something that people should also be aware of.
Yeah, because it's very difficult because it keeps on changing. It's a very dynamic thing. Every day they come with something new. And then it's very difficult to update even our own people. And even till yesterday, we don't have the clearance from West Bengal. Now today we have got the first clearance from the West Bengal. So the West Bengal, we are going to send the people. Karnataka, earlier there is a blanket ban. Nobody is supposed to come to Karnataka. Even they have banned going through Karnataka. So if somebody has the pass for the Tamil Nadu, they can't go through the Karnataka. So later on, they have changed their policy. If you have a going through the Karnataka and transit in Karnataka, they are allowing. Now they have come with this, that unless until they are approved on from our unit or the Karnataka, you don't send. Even we send, they have to compulsorily go for the home quarantine for 15 days. That is the situation. UP, we are sending the train. Bihar, we are sending the train. MP, we are sending a lot of train. Most of the people from Madhya Pradesh has already left. Rajasthan, in the beginning, it was free for all. You just give the pass, they are accepting. Now they have the sealed the border. They want a permission. They want a medical checkup and medical certificate to enter into Rajasthan. Gujarat has the similar policy, but the people are accepted in Gujarat. Other smaller state, I just want to say, Jammu Kashmir. For Jammu Kashmir, we have sent about 52 plus 19, 71 people by bus to Nagpur. And from Nagpur, the special train started yesterday, and they are going to Jammu Kashmir. So we are trying our list. We have the enlisted number of almost 43,000 people. We are trying to figure out how many trains is required, and that both the district collector, because Navi Mumbai is a very peculiar composition of the new Mumbai Commissionerate. Half of the Commissionerate falls into Thane district, half of the Commissionerate falls into the Raigad district. So the coordination part with the other nodal officer is given to the district collector. So both the collector are doing their level best, sending the letter with the passenger list to the concerned state and asking for their approval. The moment the approval is given, Central Railway and Western Railway is helping us by providing the train. So we are working 24/7 to provide transportation, all the possible transportation to all the people who have enlisted.
So two questions that came up quickly as you were speaking. One was about whether e-passes are needed for those who need to open up their shops. And the second one is regarding private doctors and private clinics. And the complaint seems to be on the question that they aren't keeping their clinics open.
No, the question is that the doctors, we have requested, I have tweeted and requested, the local administration is requesting, all the private clinics should be open. We are requesting time and again. Only those doctors who are in the containment zone, whose building is in containment zone, even then we are asking those doctors, you can go. So there is a misnomer, there is a misconception that we are stopping anybody from going to opening their clinic. We want that they should open their clinic. Now, what was the another question?
The second question was about whether e-passes are required for opening shops.
No, e-pass is not required for opening shop because only the essential services shop can be open. Other institution, if you want to open, you have to take the permission from the municipal commissioner. But certainly for roaming around and traveling to the place of the shop or anywhere, you require e-pass.
Right. Sir, are there any specific timings when shops are kept open in Navi Mumbai? Because, different municipalities have different timings.
That has already been announced. Till 5 o'clock, we are announced. They have allowed them to be open in the evening.
And so, what about how many containment zones do we have under your jurisdiction in the Navi Mumbai Commissionerate side?
Total containment zone in our area is about 217. 217. 217 containment zone, 131 in zone 1 and 86 in zone 2.
Okay. And there are a lot of queries about whether Uran, Karanja, Airoli, what's the situation? Is it really difficult?
No, Karanja, I just want to explain the one thing. Karanja is a Koliwada, is a very dense population there. And Karanja is basically a group Gram Panchayat. So there is a small village and Wada there. So it has started with one family, and unfortunately it has spread to about 91 people has gone positive about that. So now the Karanja is sealed, completely sealed, and those who are those are suspected either in institutional quarantine or home quarantine.
Okay. And sir, as far as, we've also seen a lot of your communication is about not falling for online frauds. And you specifically talked about a case where somebody said they will deliver online, quicker online. And, that's one of the reasons somebody lost 35,000 rupees. How many cases have you seen in Navi Mumbai?
Navi Mumbai, we have about, I can't give you exact figure, but I think it is about 10 to 15 cases. But we have keep on alerting the public from the very beginning, you don't fall prey to this. Because anybody online can assure you something which is not been given. And the moment, it's a complete cyber crime, the same modus operandi with different, giving a different color to the same modus operandi, where they will ask you something to upload on your system. Then they will ask you that some money I have written 10,000. So the rest of the money will return to your account. So give me your PIN number or something, and you fall prey to this. So this is basically on this situation. When the situation is crisis, the people are under stress. They want to purchase something and allure that the cost of the thing is very low. So they fall prey to it. So my contention is that we should avoid all these things. Online purchase, unless until you very sure about the server, or you are sure about the department which is giving you that sort of thing.
Right. Like we know, in Mumbai, liquor shops are not open, and Thane liquor shops are not open. In Navi Mumbai, often the question comes, is it open? Because again, part of it is in Raigad and part of it is in Thane.
No, the question is that MMR, we are the whole commissionerate falls into MMR. MMR, the permission has not been given. I have talked yesterday also with the excise commissioner, and he says, MMR, the permission has not been given.
So coming a little bit about policing itself, and we've got news that policemen were attacked in Antop Hill in Mumbai. What has been the kind of communication the police in Navi Mumbai have with people? Have there been any cases where policemen have been attacked? Because in this case in Antop Hill, it was over an argument over wearing a mask. So something as simple, one would think, as that.
In the beginning of the lockdown, we have some, not a scuffle, but some use of the force by the police force. In that, there is a lot of complaint about that. So after that, I don't come across any complaint about the police high-handedness or the attack on the police. So we are able to make a very, very good rapport. And you can say that our trust is very high with the public.
Right. And what about policemen and the police force, the men and women in the police force? In Maharashtra, over 1,000 have reported being COVID positive. Those who are over the age of 55, they are being told don't report to duty. What is the status as far as cases in Navi Mumbai?
We are taking a lot of care of our men from the very beginning. We have given the mask to everybody. We have provided the sanitizer. We have provided the goggles as well, head mask. At the same time, we keep on telling them, and we have provided them all the Naka. We have the hand washing booth. Then we have every hour we ask them to wash your hand. Then we have provided them with oximeter. So every police station is checking the oxygen level of the person and the temperature of the person. But in spite of that, 8 people have got affected. Out of 8, 2 have been released. None of them, because we have a team which is working over the health and wellness of the constables and the officers, not only of the Navi Mumbai police, but those police who belong to the another unit, Mumbai police, but staying in New Bombay and getting treated in New Bombay. So we are taking and talking to them on daily basis and taking care of. We are trying to have our own isolation area. We have a building, we are creating our own institutional quarantine if required, or instead of going to home, we will prefer them. Instead of home quarantine, you stay into the institutional quarantine, which is created and managed by the police department, because our police line is very small, about 350 square feet, and in which whole family stays. So the 8 people has affected 9 people. Unfortunately, we have a death of a constable's wife, but constable is okay. He is relieved. He is okay. His son and his daughter is okay. So this is the thing which we are facing, but we are working, and all of them has been given the prophylactic medicine, homeopathic medicine. But still, we are vulnerable because we are on the road and we are dealing. And most of them, while dealing with the stranded labor, with going into the bulk, transporting them to railway station, collecting them at the railway police station, bringing to railway station, then dispatching into the boggies. It's a huge task. Huge task and very, very tedious job, because each one of them who are going feel that he is suffering, and he all have their own grievances. To handle all these grievances day in and day out is making us a bit stressed. But we are vulnerable, but we are taking precaution and serving the people.
Right. So, you also talked about mental health a little bit, and how is there something that you all are doing for the mental health of your own personnel? Because that is something that is also increasingly going to be something to factor in.
Yeah, we are doing for the mental health. We have some session into the police station with the lecturer from the JJ hospital, and we have tried to convince them that this is the situation. And from the very beginning, we are trying to tell them that this is the opportunity, and where we can have a better trust quotient with the public. So we are trying our level best to maintain our mental health also sound, as well as physically we are okay.
Right. A couple of questions. I'm coming back to the questions that our viewers are asking us. One is about, you spoke of trains going to Bihar and Uttar Pradesh. What about buses and trains, if at all they're going to Gujarat? Is that something that is being done?
So Gujarat, we have the permission to send for we are not sending. If they have the private buses arranged by them, we are going to give the permission. But that requires the requisition is that you have the permission of your own state.
Right. And similarly, you permitted about a group of 20 people from Kerala to go back. Is group permission something you're considering?
Yeah, certainly. If you have your own vehicle, and you are want to go to other state, and other state has given you the permission. Kerala people have given the permission, so we have given them the permission. If you have the permission with you, you can directly post on or apply on the our online portal, and we'll certainly give you.
Right. And is APMC and that area, is that a challenge? Because cases rose suddenly, they've gone over 350.
No, not only APMC challenge, we have a lot of things which is a challenge. APMC is one, JNPT is another, then pharmaceutical companies in third, then you have all the IT sector which is supporting the financial sector is all in Airoli and all those things. So we are handling all the challenges together. JNPT is functional, fully functional, almost 7,000 vehicles coming every day and going out of the JNPT, and 7,000 vehicles going from the CFS to hinterland, and from the vehicles coming from hinterland. So JNPT, we are smoothly doing. Pharmaceutical companies are doing their job. IT sector, financial support to the banking sector, they are doing the job. APMC, we have the problem of the numbers and all the 5 markets being at one place. So it has started because a lot of intermixing of the people in the APMC, and that has resulted into it. And the people are mostly of APMC is staying either in Koper Kharne, all the Mathadis are staying in Koper Kharne as well as in Vasi. So that's why the APMC got affected. And there also the density of the population is very high. But we are requesting to slowly open it up, and let's see. We will. It's my personal opinion that if it is closed for one more week, because the Bombay have enough food stuff, enough grains, because APMC has supplied about 6.5 lakh tons of the food grains during this period. So far, the fruits and vegetable is concerned, they are directly supplied to the Bombay. So I don't think there is any problem. But certainly, that we are apprehensive of that APMC may turn into a hot spot, which, in spite of our best effort, has resulted into a hot spot. But now a lot of effort has gone. All the people who are staying in APMC, a lot of people there was a lot of resistance in the beginning of removing those people. So all the people are staying in the APMC market are being checked and screened, and they're being tested. So a lot of result is coming of testing of those people. But I just want to say the number of the people who is positive but asymptomatic is very high. It is almost about 70 to 80%.
Yes, in fact, that's also what the Med report today says, the report that the government puts out. It talks about 71% cases being asymptomatic, and that's also a challenge. Also, sir, there are a couple of questions about e-passes.
Yeah.
One is about whether pregnant ladies are allowed to go for a hospital visit. Do they need an e-pass, or can they go directly to the
They can
hospital?
go directly. There is no problem. They can go directly for the checkup. Nobody is going to stop them. But certainly they have to follow a norm. If they are going in the four-wheeler, there should be one driver plus 2%. If you are going seven-seater, they can have one driver and 4%. That's only, and they should have the medical certificate with them and medical documents.
Right. And again, this is a question that has come up even in discussion between the collectors at different points and even the state government at some point in time about provisions being made separately for essential workers, especially those who are working in Mumbai and come back to Navi Mumbai. Is that a question that you've got often?
No, I could not follow you.
There's also the question of a lot of essential service workers work in Mumbai and they stay in Navi Mumbai. And there's been a lot of apprehension about whether they are carriers of the virus. And there's a lot of fear in residential housing societies in Navi Mumbai. And there was also, some who appealed saying, let them stay in Mumbai and let them not come back to Navi Mumbai. Is that a question you've got?
This question is always asked, but I have my own view over this. Whether the India has invented this virus. In India, it also has come from outside. So anybody doing the essential services, if we are going to stop the essential services, how anyone can survive? Now we are sending somewhere else. So the question is that it is a virus. It is not going to disappear. It's not going to burn out itself. It is going to survive. As all the reports are saying, it is going to survive. Only thing you have to develop your immunity or the antibodies who can fight into it. All those who are asymptomatic is positive. That means its threshold and no symptom is coming for 10 days. And then after 10 days, they are getting relieved. I have talked with a lot of constables who has no symptom, but they are positive. That means their immunity and the antibodies is stronger than that of virus. And that's why they have no symptom. So they are going to stay, even they are not tested positive. They were a carrier, they can give to others, but nothing happened to them. So the question is that if somebody is going for the essential services and bringing it there, so most of them is affecting their own family. So we should think about their sacrifice. One doctor has affected 14 of the family member in Nerul or NRI police station. So if we are going for service and coming back and staying in a home and affecting our home, we should praise their sacrifice instead of criticizing them. That's the question.
Right, absolutely. In fact, sir, is there a place where there's a list of all containment zones available? And one more question is, how does one know that I am in a containment zone? How does one?
Because all containment zone is sealed, and the containment building has been put up a poster that you are in a containment building, and containment area is sealed. But I find a lot of people are crossing those barriers because everywhere we can't put the manpower. Yesterday only I got a tweet because some senior citizen wants to go to for the treatment of their dogs, and there were barrier in the road, so he is feeling helpless and police should do something. But they are from containment zone. But the question is that whether they have taken permission, no. So the question is that even the containment zone, the people should not come out. Only the person who is involved into the medical services is allowed. Also, they come and they go back to the state.
Right.
Yeah.
So you've also used drones to monitor the lockdown, and how has that worked out?
No, I could not follow you.
You know, the Navi
Drones, yeah,
Mumbai police had
drones.
used drones.
Drones we have used for seeing during the evening and the morning, on sometimes in the afternoon. The people have tendency to gather on the roof, as well as yesterday we have used in Karanja, because Karanja, the people, in spite of all our effort, then we have used the drone and taken the photograph and show them if you are not maintained, that it will be a problem for you. So we are using the drone exclusively. Earlier, we have used the drone into the APMC market, and some of the bigger society unfortunately fail to understand the seriousness of the lockdown. So in the evening, they come out and go for the walk and stroll. So it's very difficult. So that has become very effective to contain them to their homes, to their houses.
Right. There are some questions coming in which are a bit, I mean, we've already answered some of them, but we just quickly recap that for everyone, that online selling of liquor is not allowed. Please don't fall for any of these claims that people are making. The commissioner has already clarified on that. He's also talked about how people are using this unscrupulously as an opportunity for cyber crime. Don't fall for those, people who ask for your PIN codes, or they ask for your codes, the one-time passwords that you get. And also, drones are being used primarily because there are a lot of people who are still not following the lockdown. They still feel that they need to move out of their homes, or they need to basically go for a walk and things like that. Sir, as far as dog walking is concerned and morning walks are concerned, is that something that's allowed in Navi Mumbai?
Yeah, we have given the specific time for that. If I'm not wrong, between 9 and 10, 1 hour, they're allowed to come out and go for the dog walk, but only in the premises or 50 meter from the premises. That's all.
And if someone is in a containment zone, can they get passes to step outside to
No,
travel? That's
no, no,
right.
no.
All right. Okay. So thank you so much for your time.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
You've been very helpful with your time and very generous with it as well. Thank you so much for joining us on this Instagram live. And we'll try and keep getting you more updates and more such lives going forward as well. Thank you.